Okay. We started the live session previously, but there was an internet interruption, which ended the live streaming. So I don't know. So we are back. I'm going to put an alarm of 10 minutes because of the power. Yeah, we're going to put the power cord in 7 minutes. Why not right now? Good question. Oh, I always have it. And it's connected. Since I was interrupted, I feel like doing 2 hours. So that will 8 o'clock. Because of the internet interruption. So in here, the guy is about to apply a material to the leaf.
And I will increase roughness there as well. And the last thing are leaves. So let's find some nice fresh green color there. And maybe reduce the value
I'm not sure which one this person selected, but I don't know.
a little bit. And
Okay.
there. And maybe reduce the value a little bit.
I cannot say. Yeah. Let's see if we can paint this leaf. Add material. It seems like painting. But painting is another area over here in Blender, which I haven't explored too much. Let's choose this and see how it goes. Most likely, this is not the one containing the containing containing all the. Yeah, it is the list 5. Okay. It's not notebook. Making nice. Let's see. I choose a color. Okay, great. Look at this. Now let's copy and paste. I know. Okay, let's copy and paste the colors. Any color you like by Robin Ford. which is a cover of a Pink Floyd song. Of course, you know this. Any color you like. The cover by Roman Thor is great. 0.28. Okay, 6.
And we'll see about that in just a second. Now let's go to the camera
He didn't increase the roughness or anything else because these are leaves, right? Leaves.
view and let's press Shift A and let's add some light. And
I'm not sure if I'm going to do this because I want to rely on the mm, world HTML. Oh my God. Uh, yeah, yeah. This probably the guy should be adding the light in solid mode because we will I will not be able to see. Let's add the illumination to complete the tutorial. Um,
value a little bit. And we'll see about that in just a second. Now let's go to the camera view and let's press Shift A and let's add some light. And I will choose the sunlight here.
let's see. There is no order.
Value a little bit. And we'll see about that in just a second. Now let's go to the camera view and let's press Shift A and let's add some
Have a look. There is a white point that will be appearing over here.
light. And I will choose the sun.
Here it is. But the cursor is here, so we will add it. Our cursor is here. Let's go to render to the how it will be seen in the render view for shading, but this is how it will look in the final render. How it will look like, which is more slow. And he added a sun. Look at it. Did you see? Control C. The darkness, the dark ages. But then there was the sun. Beautiful. Look at it. Computer graphics is like another level of challenge. Some years ago, I didn't complete that training, but because of the mathematics behind the training, computer graphics is, is quite challenging. What this is seeing the results is amazing. I mean, how we can model the world or space with mathematics. Have a look. It's amazing. And you can't strengthen it, the idea, extrapolate the idea, and start thinking of virtual reality, or augmented reality, or even, I'm not sure about this, how crazy this will sound, but like when the brain is interpreting the light coming in, probably altering, hacking the brain. But I am just talking from the ignorance because um, Probably there are lots of mathematics involved in physics and a lot of sciences involved. But I suppose you can extrapolate the ideas on these computer graphics and put it on real time brain interpretation. Maybe in the future, maybe I have seen a lot of movies, too much science fictions. No more science fictions for Caleb, please. Okay, I haven't watched too much science fictions, which is irrelevant for this tutorial. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Sunlight here, set the power
Okay, this guy is talking to lawless.
to 3, and press G then Z to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier to rotate. I will
So it moves the sun over here. So yeah, people will feel God. They, with the technology I am mentioning, people will be tempted, and if they are not quite there yet, if they are some things to improve within them, they will feel like they are gods. You know, they will feel they have the power. They will feel they can control. They will feel they can manage other people's lives, ignorant of these technologies, and they are crippled inside, as John Lennon says. You know, they are not quite there yet to use like those technologies that belongs to the future. Again, this is pure science fiction, nothing connected with our reality. That's why I have this story, ongoing story called Veritas World, which you can check on my website. There are some pieces of information arriving in an infrequent way, in infrequent fashion. But it's my plan to deliver some sort of non-linear story. You will construct the final story. I will just give you pieces of information, right? Uh, you will be building your own interpretation of that world. I hope it will be cool. Of course, I can give guidelines on how the real story happens. Check the website. It's on the description of the video.
view and let's press Shift A and let's add some light. And I will choose the sunlight here, set the power to 3, and press G then Z to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier
There wasn't any real movement. The shadow remains the same, but let's play along.
to rotate. I will hold period, switch to 3D cursor again and press R, X and 30 degrees. And now R, Z and minus 45. So we get this nice sunlight from the side and now cursor again and press R, X and 30 degrees. Shift A and let's add some light. And I will choose the sunlight here, set the power to 3, and press G then Z to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier to rotate. I will hold period, switch to 3D cursor again and press R, X to 3, and press G then Z to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier to rotate. I will hold period, switch to 3D cursor again and press
I
R,
don't
the
understand
sunlight
this now.
here, set the power to 3, and press G then Z to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier to rotate. I will hold period, switch
Why is he changing? Oh, 3D corner. Is he on the? Oh, he is going to rotate in relation to the cursor, which is great. I'm going to choose this from here. And 3D curves. We can. Okay, I'm going to start with the experiments. Otherwise, we will not finish this thing. But if you are interested, you can see the experiment with this, right?
Switch to 3D cursor again and press R, X to bring it up tiny bit so it's easier to rotate. I will hold period, switch to 3D cursor again and press R, X and 30 degrees. And now
Okay. What time is it? If the sun is located in this angle, in this position, what time is it? You can ask for that. What time is it in this world? And I saw this Final Fantasy 15 game. I played it a couple of years ago. No, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But they do have the concept of time model in the game, so it is cool. It was cool. And that's, including the hours, because in the first Final Fantasies, which I haven't played, but they do have the concept of having some rest. Uh, okay, enough talk.
R, Z and minus 45.
Okay, it went from this position to this, which now the chair is not being illuminated. Let us switch over here. I like the chair to be here, and so I'm not rotating to my minus 45 degrees because I like this chair to be illuminated with a little fellow over there, you see?
So we get this nice sunlight from the side, and now let's preview the rendered. And this is starting to look like something, and I think some strong
We can follow along strictly, but take some licenses. We are not doing it because we want the chair to be visible. Why? Because we invested some. It was, the curves. Remember? So now it has to be visible. But you can say, okay, it was a little bit challenging, but still I'm going with the sun position like the guy in the tutorial. But our fellow will be here and the coconuts will be here, so I don't know. It's okay for us.
area light will be.
Okay. Somehow this guy has great illumination. Why? Because he is on cycles. Or maybe he changed the strength. Uh, 3? Oh, that's fine. Besides the fact that he's using cycles. But it was the strength of the song. Okay. So let's say it's 1 p.m. 11 p.m. Have you studied the shadows when you are outside? Mm, observe how things cast shadows. You start to think, oh, this is how it looks at this hour of the day, at the shadow. And then you spend some time. It will be like nonsense at this point of time. But if you are waiting for someone, uh, you can, and you don't have any cell phone or book, you can be studying some things around you. Okay.
Be nice here. So let's press Shift A and let's add area light, press G then Z to move it up. Some strong area light will be nice here. So let's press Shift A and let's add area light, press G then Z to move it right. And now let's preview the rendered. And this is starting to look like something, and I think some strong area light will be nice here. So let's press Shift A and let's add area light, press G then Z to move it up, and then R.
Okay, more light. It looks different to us. We don't have the square. You see, it's quite different. So let's get rid of it. But we are adding the area, so let's play along. You know, we don't have. Maybe it's too small. Yeah, the square is here. Let us see. Yeah, it's there.
X 45 degrees minus
X X 45 minus.
to rotate it 45 degrees that direction, and RZ 45 to move it back, and we can
Why is this guy doing it like this? If he's okay, it moves and rotates on the axis.
minus to rotate it 45 degrees that
Minus.
direction, and RZ 45 to move it back, and we can change this to disk.
Okay, then on the C axis. Uh, C for five. Yeah, no, it looks like the same.
And give this really strong power, something like 3000, because the scale of the scene is
Yeah,
pretty large,
I'm not
and
doing
we
that.
can change this to disk, and we can change this to disk. And give this really strong power, something like 3.
Oh, this is a lot. I'm going with 1,000. Oh, so the guy was right. Yeah, 2,000. Yeah, 2,000. Don't you know? I'm a 2,000 man. Have you heard that song? Let's focus on Ace Frehley from Kiss instead of the other guys, which are great, but Ace Frehley nailed it. 2,000 man. Then he went.
1000,
I
because the
think
scale
no,
of
something happened.
that direction, and R G then Z to move it up, and then RX 45 degrees minus to rotate it 45 degrees that direction, and RZ 45 to move it back, and we can change this to disk and give this really strong power, something like 3000, because
Most likely this guy did something like maybe scale. Yeah, 2,000 is okay. But let's go with 3,000. They don't like the guy. Render. Okay, haven't modeled the water.
The scale of the scene is pretty large. Change this to disk and give this really strong power, something like 3000, because the scale of the scene is pretty large and we can increase the size of the
He's getting a great illumination, right? But most likely to the fact of the plane. Look at this. You see? We have,
light as well, and maybe rotate this a little bit. And now you is pretty large and we can increase the size, change this to disk and give this really strong power, something like 3000, because the scale of the scene is pretty large.
there's some, and besides this guy moved. Remember, we have a different setup for the palm trees, so it's okay. Still, there's something like, let's go with 10,000. It's way too much. Let's go with 3,000.
Large and we can increase the size of the light as well and maybe rotate this a little bit. And now you get all of this reflection on the water as well.
This is mostly of the light design, illumination design. I don't know if that exists. It's up to you. Probably here on GX. It's all about, since I am not in, I don't have any proper training on this lightning. There are lightning training programs in the schools. It's all about experimenting, I suppose. But the guy has this water in place, and we don't. Look at this. We have this. Uh, Still, look at this. Probably it's because cycles. I'm going to use if, but I'm just. Yeah, we will have to deal with the water by ourselves because we are not switching to cycles. Look at this. How long it will take to do the final renders. Look at this. You see? So it cycles. Well, we are sticking with if. Let's hope for the best. We will probably see check. We will check another video on this on this water. Yeah, it's too much. Let's go back to it. But again, you just this video is great. I'm not trash talking the video. It's up to you to check if what kind of render engine they will be using. As you can see, you can follow along, play along, or follow along with it. But you will need to take care of the water by yourselves, probably with another video. All right.
And now we can play with that color
He's changing
just
the
like that.
color.
And of course, we can
We're just
play
going with
with
that.
a little bit. And now you get all of this reflection on the water as well. And now we can play with that color just like that.
Yeah, he's taking care of the water, but we don't. Where is it, by the way? Yeah, water. Yeah, we will. It is another. You see, uh, we will need to take care of this, especially if he's going to animate this, which he will. So probably another video.
And of course, with the color of the background. And in terms of the light, we can bring it just like that. And of course, with the color of the background. And in terms of the light, we can bring it with that color just like that. And of course, with the color of the background. And just like that. And of course, with the color of the background. We can play with that color just like that. And of course, with the color of the background.
Oh, that was too quick.
Of the background.
Six, eight, four. Uh, yeah, I was seeing this. No, I don't want to miss a value.
And in terms of the light, we can bring it really close to those three, and we can add some color so we have that nice summer warm tones here. And
And here, I
in
don't
terms
know
of
if
the
I
light, we can bring it really close to those three, and we can add some color so we have that nice summer warm tones here.
Um, yeah, this is great. Let's look for a sunset. Sunset. Do you want sunset, sunrise, midday? Where is this guy doing his train? His sunset? The reconnection successful. 24 minutes. Let's go with sunset. But I don't know. Probably it's okay. Yes, we have it. You know, like it looks cool. Apparently, is this one. But remember, they do have ace. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But we will return this soon to the white. Yeah, I'm not sure about. Let's go back. It's okay. It's like noon, 1 p.m., something like that.
And now I will add another area light to create the background lighting. So let's change it to this warm tones here. And now I will add another area light to create the background lighting. So let's change it to this warm tones here. And now I will add another area light to create the background lighting. So let's change it to this as well. Let's increase the size, and this will
Change it to this. Increase the size.
be something really strong like 5000. And let's look from the top and move it.
It's a lot.
Opposite to the camera, just like this, and move it down a tiny bit. And we can increase the size
Yeah, everything is fine on here. If you really want to see this thing for us, it is a little bit more. And his angle of the camera is it's a different angle. Let us see. Where's the camera? Okay. If you're doing something like this, but thing, on the plane. No, so we don't want to say I'm go like him, that's for sure. But now I am interested in the. Well, I don't. I am ignorant the projection, if I remember correctly. How there is a line, if you will, from the camera to the surface of the plane, a ray, and I'm not sure why it's not. Probably it's too basic what I have seen in the book, but or I am not applying the concept here, but uh, there was the concept of projection in the geometry book, and uh, I'm not sure why, if you're moving the camera, the ray is also moving. Why is not giving us the farthest point of the plane that it should? But again, I am too ignorant of this stuff, so I am just look at this. It should be according to us. Mm, I wish the guy focus grab the camera so we can see the position. So we can see the values in here and copy and paste. Well, actually, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The plane goes along too far beyond over there, but the camera is not. Look at this. But again, I am too ignorant. I am not applying quite right the concept. And look what's happening over here. You see, something is wrong with us or with Blender. Look at this. Why is this happening? I'm not sure. Something silly. You see, something. Um, let's take away this. Let us go back over here. Let us find the point in which has all the illumination. It's here. Probably this is too loud for us. Let's go very intense to see right. Okay. Maybe the camera is too small. I didn't see if he changed. Where is the camera? If this person changed the resolution over here. This is the full HD or HD at least. We'll have to review this. Mm, I think this camera is too small for these big objects. Uh, I'm not sure if the guy changed something over here, and I'm not sure in which part of the video did it. Let's 21 is will be like little quick search. If we don't find the camera, we will switch quickly. Don't worry. Okay. Where's the guy setting up? Okay. It seems like in here he's doing his. Uh,
Press Alt D and Shift Z to move this and rotate close. So let's press G and Z twice to move it back and a little bit up.
Yeah, we do have bigger objects because I remember when he added the first objects for him it was like five, two. I don't remember, but we went with 20. Let me check over here. Um, where's the diameter of this circle? Again, I'm not going to find where in the world is the diameter of this thing. It should be like this for most objects. These are the data, the transformation data, location, potential, and scale. But probably we apply it something. Yeah. Okay, we have dimensions. Uh, but then again, we will not see how. But yes, we do have bigger objects, right? We can scale down the thing, but 20 meters is like very small area of speech. So we will stick with what we have. And uh, what else? Uh, we won't have. We will not have. Um, we will not have this angle of the camera. I remember explaining to you that we will have some zooming as we arrive to the scene, but then again, that will be that will represent something. I wish that we can check here. Yeah, he didn't went too crazy with the dimensions. Okay,
Shift A and we'll start with the circle. I want to create the
we are not able to see here, and one scale 1 meter.
base for this diorama. So let's tab in and press S, then 4 to scale this 4 times.
That's 4 meters. I remember we did we went crazy with with the size of it.
I will confirm by hitting enter. Now let's press F to fill and E.
Yeah, so it is the objects. Uh, these objects are too big and okay, location, dimensions, 19 meters. You see? So and the camera, and this is a good topic if you are into Blender. The relation of this resolution I don't know what I'm talking about here. I am totally ignorant. But I think there is a relation of the resolution, which would be great if you can explore it, if you have the conditions and circumstances to explore this. There must be, there should be a relation with this to the to how much, not information, because that's the definition of resolution, with the size of the objects. That's it. The relation between the resolution of an image and the size of the objects in that image. It sounds naive, but if someone in the world has the circumstances to explore this stuff, it's a good entertainment, I suppose. Right? But yeah, we are not going crazy with the angle. Have a look because we have quite quite. And we're going also to we are also going to this nonsense. We are going to check the camera and probably let's do an experiment very quickly. But don't do this. We are going to control C. I just want to see something. We choose the correct size. Then I have to check something very quickly. The leaf are the eyes, the leaf are. Alien. You see, and now you can play with the camera. Camera. You see his. My God, this guy.
So we have that nice opposite to the camera, just like this, and move it down a tiny bit. And we can increase the size even a little bit more.
But yeah, as you can see, look at the size of the objects, and then you can see the space between the boundaries of this rectangle. Yeah, I don't remember. Geometry is amazing, but you can start seeing what I'm referring to. You know, okay, this guy is like, you know, what is the like something like that? Yeah, he has something like this, but he changed the resolution. Look at this. He has a square. You see, and we have a rectangle. So he changed something over here. But we didn't. We are okay with this. We are delivering this thing to you too. Okay, let's continue. Otherwise, we will spend the night with you talking and talking. And we have wasted 1 hour, probably 20 minutes talking. Let's continue. Sorry about this.
and place it behind the trees, just like that. And now in the world, like 5,000. And
By the way, we went too crazy with the lights. Yes, like, I don't know, 5,000 it's okay, right? Yeah. Um, if we finish, we have to take care of the water. So if we will arrive this in an hour, I suppose. Then we can take a look at the camera, the output of the settings of the output somewhere over here, which people doing artificial intelligence systems will come up with program in which you say, give me the timestamp in which this guy is changing the settings for the output, the prompt. And the artificial intelligence should give you a URL with a timestamp. Here it is. How about that?
let's look from the top and move it opposite to the camera, just like this, and move it down a tiny bit. And we can increase the size even a little bit more and place it behind the trees, just like that. And now in the world settings, I will add some violet tones and lighten it up a little bit. You can see the shadows, how they light up with that
Okay, he's changing the
violet
colors
blue tone,
again.
violet tones behind the trees, just like that. And now in the world settings, I will add some violet tones and lighten it up a little bit. You can add some violet tones and
Okay, he's changing the color. Well, I'm not sure if we are going to do that either. Um, sense of fit. Oh my God, 681. 681. And 658. But we don't have a way to. We are not going intense with the lights. In fact, I am surprised I'm doing the lightning because I said that we will be adding H HDML. I'm sorry, HDM HDRI. No, I don't remember.
lighten it up a little bit. You can see the shadows, how they light up with that violet blue tone. And the scene gets a little bit more vibrant. Now let's increase the roughness for the background as well. Maybe reduce the specular a tiny bit, and let's
Specular.
play with the tones here as well. For the background as well, maybe reduce the specular a tiny bit.
Okay, specular. It's going to change the color.
And let's play with the tones here as well. Maybe reduce the specular tiny bit, and let's play with the tones here as well.
So here, let's change this again. Yeah, we got it.
With the tones here as well. And maybe we can add a secondary, and maybe we can add with the tones here as well. And the scene gets a little bit more vibrant. Now let's increase the roughness for the background as well, maybe reduce the specular tiny bit, and let's play with the tones here as well.
Hmm.
And maybe we can add a secondary background light.
This is too much dry for my taste, but it looks cool, to be honest. Well, we are not going with that.
So I'll press Shift D and add another light there, increase the size and increase the power to something like 10,000 and move it around so we get this nice
Not
light
like that.
dispersion on the background.
How do you like that? Uh, Seems like the guy arrives to. Um, not. Um, yeah, it's too much. It's like he's in heaven, no? But it looks cool. Uh, I can have I can say. Let's check that. Yeah. Besides the water, I'm not sure about the the size of the objects because um, yeah, he has four metals.
And Z and move them up. Now we'll scale them down a little bit, so go here and switch back to median point. Of course, you can do that with the period key and scale this down just like that. Now let's press 2 to change to edge select, press Ctrl R to add a loop here and increase the number of cuts with the mouse wheel, something like this should be enough, and right click to release in place. And now let's press Ctrl B to bevel this. And now by holding Alt and Shift, we can add all of these loops to selection and press S, then Shift Z to scale it on X and Y axis like this. Now tab out, right click and shade smooth, and let's go to the object data properties normals and enable auto smooth. Some of these angles might not catch, so either you can decrease this angle, but I found it easier just to go here and move these a little bit higher up so we catch that angle. So this will be the base for our palm tree, and now you can go to the modifiers tab and let's add a simple deform modifier, palm tree, and now high and to medium G to scale this up. Don't forget this is 2 meters high. We'll press G, then Z and 1 to move this up. Don't forget to disable proportional editing. Press S and then Z and
Okay.
1 to move.
He started with 2 meter
Tap in, and
cylinders.
since this is 2 meters high, we'll press G, then Z and 1 to move this up. Don't forget to disable proportional editing. Press S and then Shift Z to scale this on X and Y axis, just like this. Let's select these top vertices, press G, then Z and move them up. Now we'll
I'll end it with 3 meters. Yeah, he has a 3 meter palm, 3 meters palm, and we do have a 20 meters palm because according to we were moving the reality. Remember what we said, and now what we look what we have. But it's great. We are content with the result. So we are sticking with our model. But if you want to see the entire scene, you will have to go with these sizes, I suppose, or find a way to, to modify the output. I don't know. I am. I suppose it is the size of the objects, of course. But then again, we said that we will arrive in zooming in, and we'll see how that ends. But I am also interested on the camera settings, output settings. So we will spend some time looking for this. Now we see that what the guy did with it seems like he's also I don't perhaps he changed things when he modeled the water. We can copy the location of the camera. It will be tedious. Okay. Well, the water is already in place. Okay. Look at this. He's going with I suppose this is not sure what resolution, but it works for him. 100 and 1600 pixels, 1200 pixels on the Y. So it has a square, almost a square. It is a rectangle, but he changed this, so we can do it to a big resolution. But we will see. So that's it. He changed the camera settings, and their objects are quite small. I'm not justifying myself. We don't want the same sizes from the very beginning. We said that, so let's continue now that we know the reasons behind behind our output. And we need to change the water. Yeah. And having said that, we are not copy pasting the camera angle because it won't make sense for us.
Shift S, snap cursor to origin, and let's press Shift A and create a plane. Now scale it up like this so it covers the whole.
I'm not sure if this is the plane. This is the plane. Or not be seen in the region. Yes, this is from the output. And remember, he went with output. He's in here. Get this. So yeah, it's ours is small in the y-axis. We can change it to. We will see. I'm okay with that. So also, I'm not going with all the illumination that he's adding. Looks cool. It's too intense for me because I am when I'm web browsing, I like dark themes on websites, so I can. If someone's is on the same page, I will not add some like intensity in here. So look at this. Imagine going 30,000, and still we don't have the same brightness. Oh, that's more likely. And then duplicating. That's correct. It's cycles, you know. You can go with let's above 5,000 and switch to cycles so you can see. It is still rendering, especially the water. He went with 10,000 and don't remember here. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's very slow. We are not doing it. Now let's switch to it. No, we don't have that. We can afford. It's too much. Let's go with 1,000, 5,000. Okay. It seems like where is the sun? It's more for um, probably if going with the sun is more suitable. Look, we went too far, of course. But and reducing the size. Where is the size? Somewhere with the S. Or yeah, you can achieve this. Maybe even a point. So yeah, yeah, that's it. We can move on now. We know all the reasons behind our results. Okay, are we all on the same page? Now we know all about why in the world is this guy having this illumination, which looks cool, but for my face, I'm going with the more with this. Probably we will change the colors, stripe colors in this chair. But yeah, let's
You can
move.
increase the size even a little bit more and place it behind the trees just like that. And now in the world settings, I will add some violet tones and lighten it up a little bit. You can see the shadows even a little bit more and place it behind the trees just like that. And now in the world settings, I will add some violet tones and lighten it up a little bit. You can see the shadows, how they light up with that violet blue tone, and the scene gets a little bit more vibrant. Now let's increase the roughness for the background as well, maybe reduce the specular tiny bit.
Yeah, we changed here the background of this.
Violet tones and lighten it up a little bit. You can see the shadows, how they light up with that violet.
In the world. Here you can. Um, he was changing the color here. Now let's try what I was saying the whole time. We have wasted too much time. GPP is G++. It's like a compiler. Uh, Look at this GPP, a compiler. That's why. That's just because wrote GPP instead of Google, but I remember this is a compiler from C++. We haven't Blender. It's not only for Blender. These guys are amazing. If you want to support them, uh, be cool and support them. They are delivering great results. I do have a donation button also, which is unashamedly being mentioned here. I shouldn't do it, but that's only because I'm saying this. But look at this, the kind of value they are delivering. What am I delivering to you? I'm still yet to think about that and start giving you something of value, giving you something that helps you. Um, I don't know how to achieve that yet, and so you can also support me, right? But look at this. Look at this is beautiful, right? HDR eyes. We can go with sunrise, sunset, skies, outdoor. I don't know what to use here. But I like sunsets. It's when the last hope of light, and then the night arrives, and you can only hope to make it through the dawn. You know, you're waiting for the sunrise. If you're afraid of something, well, yeah, I don't know which one to use. The sky is on fire. The world is on fire. Say in by mom's thing, the world is on fire. I don't know. I don't know. Probably skies. Yeah, you can also unlock exclusive assets, right? Which one? This one? But we will risk to show some terrain instead of only the sky. This is only the sky. Probably this, but it's dusk, which is great too. And I don't know which one to choose. They are all great. Okay, I'm not taking the entire hour on this, so let's do it quickly. A night on the beach. uh, Moonless golf. How's that? Oh my God, now which one to go? Which way to go? Which one to choose? Oh. Besides, I don't quite remember how to add this. So let's do it quickly to see we which one. Wall is on fire. It's too sad to probably our character is sad. Taking too much time choosing. Outdoors. No. Let's go with sunrise, sunset. Oh my God. We got 1 hour to choose this. This is nonsense. This is a prototype video. It's just to deliver the idea. It's not a high quality production. Having said that, let's go with uh, probably this now. Let's go with this. And we got a Guantani. Oh my God, we are almost there. No. Where is the shading? I remember doing this on the shading. Shading. Let's go with solid mode. Control S, just in case we messed we messed up something. Join right. Oh boy, join right. But oh my God, now what? Uh, how can I bring this thing back? Can I do this? No. Okay, join right. Now we have two. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing the results over here. So which one is drive video editor trouble 3 video seconds which is 3D before? Let's get rid of this. I don't remember which one is. Okay, we ended again in here, which is something in the world. Okay, I think we arrived at the same point. We left, and now mm, yeah, I don't remember. We can add the environment, just drag and drop over here, and or we can do it over here, which is more. Remember, let's do this. You see, but you can also drag and drop from the image that you have not loaded. Drag and drop over here. And now let's take a look at this and open. Downloads. Where is this thing now? Okay, these are the videos that I am doing on a daily basis. Guantani. And nothing seems to happen. Maybe it's connected. I don't remember if I got it right. Should be because it was like this. How can we know that if we remove the? Take a look at this. Nothing. The illumination didn't change. So I don't remember. And it's, I'm not seeing. It should be seen over here. Oh, you see, it's there. Now let's remove it. You see, this is the final render, and then we can connect it, and you see the illumination. And it is too much, or we need to change the colors of the stripes. It looks cool, but it looks too bright. Let's change the camera. We should be doing this until we uh, manage to get. I don't like that. But we will change it. Then our character, where is it? Where is this the little fellow? A render image. And it's not here. Why is not here? Because we are not rendering. It is too much. We are going to rig the character. Look at this. And and moving this thing. You see, it looks cool now. Now we can focus on having the right angles. So this fellow walks over here, take a coconut, another take, and say so. Uh, and the narration and the music, it is a lot to do. But let's continue and finish what we have. Now we can go to modeling, get rid of this fellow. Okay, we're back. 40 minutes. Okay, thanks to the guys at Polygon. Okay.
Blue tone, and the scene gets a little bit more vibrant. Now let's increase the roughness for the background as well, maybe reduce the specular tiny bit.
In background of the plane, he's the roughness to one and reduce the specular. Roughness and specular. Yeah, we got it. And specular. Uh, yeah, can we do 069? Yeah, 069 looks amazing.
Now let's play with the tones here as well. And maybe we can add a secondary background light, so I'll press Shift D and add another light there, increase the size and increase the power to something like 10,000 and move it around so we get this nice light dispersion on that background. And finally we can go to the render settings, color management, and play with the contrast.
Okay, he has a great work in illumination, but it is too much intensity for my taste. Now he's changing high contrast, which we are not going to do also. All of the videos that I have uploaded on YouTube doesn't have this. So that's great.
Look, so I will choose something like medium high contrast and maybe play with the exposure. And now I can see we can go a little bit darker on the background. And if you wish, you can choose one of these lights and you can see we can go a little bit darker on the background.
Okay, he went a little bit darker. It looks because we have too much illumination. Probably we are going with a night sky. Okay, we have sunset but probably it is too much. It looks cool in the final render. Look at this, but perhaps it's too much. Perhaps we should go with a night sky or get rid of the, let us say, where the, which is nonsense. Get rid of the sun because we already have the sun, but we do have the area. Yeah, that's more likely. So we have already the sun in the image, so we ended getting rid of the artificial sun. Yeah, this is more cool, but there is something some discrepancy with this color and this color. So let's change this. If we find something that looks alike, look at this. Too much. Probably that. Still, we have this line. Yeah, people. Yeah, we probably one with I don't know, wanting to see something here. So, oh, there is something in here. This guy didn't take good care of this. Well, most of the time, people will say in their cell phone, "No, okay, okay, let the game," and scroll the thing. All right, this guy. Okay. I'm not sure. I hope you like the final results. But now we have something to show. Look at this. We need to take care of the water. So a little bit more. Yeah. So we ended with having some sort of night sky. It's on sunset. The sun is over there, I suppose, and the night is arriving. Well, I'm not sure if you have observed this. I'm pretty sure you have. As the sun goes down, the darkness starts on the other side. I don't remember quite where we observed this. So probably the sun is over in this image. Okay, enough talk.
Background. And if you wish, you can choose one of these lights and add a little bit of a blue tone to support, that water feeling. So you have this combination of a cyan light and really warm sunlight. And now to make the scene a little bit more interesting, we can also animate it. That's pretty easy thing to do. So let's press Shift A and let's add another empty. And now we can select the water, go into the displays options here and switch from local to object again and choose that second empty object for our mapping. And now if you select that empty here in the outliner and press G then Y, you can see how you can move these waves so that can nicely simulate the movement of the water. And let's go to the output settings and choose frame rate 30, and now let's set the length of the animation to something like 120. And now let's press I to insert location for that empty, and let's scrub through the timeline to somewhere in the middle and press G then Y and move it to the side like this. press I and insert location. And now you can just select this keyframe on the side, press Shift D and duplicate it to the frame 120. And now the water will be kind of circling in waves. Maybe this is too far, so if this movement is too hectic for you, you can always, just tone it down a little bit and insert new location. And now it will be just a very subtle water animation like that. And of course you can add some wind, and that'll be pretty easy to do. You can select the tree here, go into the modifier tab, select the frame 1 here and press I to insert that angle. And now let's expand this part here, and I will switch this to the graph editor. So if you press N for a side panel, you can add some modifier here, and let's add some noise modifier for that simple deform. And this is how it looks. So if you press play, you can see this jumping around, and let me switch to material preview so you better see it in real time. Of course, this is too hectic, so let's increase the scale to something like 20. And you can have something like this. Of course, you need to line up the beginning and end. That's easy to do if you restrict the frame range from 1 to 120 and blend in and blend out. And then you can, move the offset so you find the curve that best fits something you want to achieve here. And of course, you can reduce the strength so it's a little bit more subtle. And additionally, you can select this leaf that basically controls all of these. Let me switch this to the median point and press I and insert. Go to the frame 1, press I and insert the rotation keyframe. And we can do the same here. For example, on the x-axis, if you don't need the other axis, you can just delete them with X. And now select the X channel, and we can add the noise modifier here as well. And of course, this is too much again, so increase the scale, decrease the strength so it's more subtle, and again we can enable that frame range and maybe reduce the strength.
On how the entire thing will be animated. On the length of the video and the scenes, there will be times in which oh, well, we can do that, right? It's quite easy. It was quite fast.
Even more, so it's a really subtle secondary movement for the tree. And of course, it's easy to transfer this, so if you select the tree and hold shift, you can press Ctrl L and link animation data, so the other tree will move as well. And at that point, it's really easy to do same for the leaves. So I'll press Ctrl L and link animation data, so they are moving in a similar way. And there you have it. This way, with a simple modifier setup and some animation keyframes, you can have this really stylized summer theme with some subtle animations.
Let me switch to cycles to see if we can. If we can do it on cycles. We can model the animation on if and then switch to cycles. Let us see. But it's cycles is too expensive for my computer. But it looks, imagine having one like we are rendering one image with this sample. Of course, this could be used as a promo banner, but that would be. Imagine having 10 minutes video with this uh, resource consumption per image. We can go until 64. It is too much. Still, it is too much. And and the animation, we will see how it looks on if. We will we will stick with if. Look at this. But I'm going to save this image. But the animation on the palm trees, no, we can afford to do that. And the clothes for the character, the eyes, uh, it won't talk because, come on. And probably we should went to 100 and until there, 128. We can uh, we can save this image, upload as a render to our website, and tell the people coming soon. uh, Coming soon without this quality. We have our tasting. Is plating. So there's render, which is I don't know, kind of since we will be using if showing this. I don't know. Now let's go back to if, check the time, 22 minutes. Let's animate the palms and call it a day, okay? And the water, we will take care of the water tomorrow on if. And what else? Oh, the linking of the character, the clothes. What else? That's too much. Let's see if we can achieve this in 20 minutes. I doubt it. This guy is very skilled. Let's try. Okay, now we will have. That's why I didn't want to do this today because I don't know how much. At this point, I don't know how much the video will take. Seems like it doesn't want to. It seems like this thing doesn't work in here. I don't know. So we will take a look over here. And what I was about to look, yeah, I forgot. I was thinking on there is the concept of these things in here that I haven't explored, and I want to explore. No, this is the thing. I mean, it seems like Blender. I don't remember quite well. Have the concept of transitioning from one scene to another, so we can have this duration in here and transition to the other with another angle of the camera. I don't know how that will be happening. Let's animate this just to check the graph editor. But probably it won't stay like that.
20, and now the water will be kind of circling in waves. Maybe this is too far, so if this movement is too hectic for you, you can always, just tone it down a little bit and insert new location. And now it will be just a very subtle water animation like that. And of course, you can add some wind, and they'll be pretty easy to do. You can select the tree here.
Let's save. We have selected the palm.
Go into the modifier tab, select the frame 1 here, and press I.
Okay. We are on frame one. Then we applied the oh I still don't know. We will apply this at the very end because I don't know how we will affect the other fellow here since they are duplicated with properties. But I don't know if it's yes. We got this. So let's instead focus on the animation and then apply this. because most likely is, but we saved the thing. We shouldn't be afraid, you know? Like now we haven't applied this. He doesn't either. He didn't either. One.
And they'll be pretty easy to do. You can select the tree here, go into the modifier tab, select
Next.
the frame 1 here, and press I to insert that.
Insert frame, yeah, keyframe on here. Wait, I'm not sure if I want to do this on here. Let's do it. Okay. Insert that. Have a look.
Angle. And now let's expand this part here. Here, go into the modifier tab, select the frame 1 here, and press I to insert that angle. And now let's expand
Okay.
this part here.
We ended with this. Probably this. Okay, no. Good. And he's about to change the view.
And I will switch this to the graph editor.
Look at this. When you enter Blender and you are presented with this user interface, it's, and oh my God, this is for me. But there are training courses in which they will take you step by step, and you will be knowing all of this. For example, I haven't used this graph editor, so I don't know what's all about here, but kind of great tool, Blender. And you can hide this with N.
So if you press N for side panel, you can
Okay, we need it. Here, something like this. Glasses.
add some modifier here. And let's add some noise modifier.
Okay. Well, where did he click? Did you see? Oh, modifiers. Noise modifiers. Well, he has a different result. For us, the algorithm did something else. I don't know what to do with my glasses. I am able to see very close, but I am able to see in this distance. Okay. Look at us. Replace 11110. Okay, this thing got updated. The legacy noise. Probably this. We will have. Uh, yeah, let's go with legacy noise because he's not doing that. Well, let's see. But then again, we do have a different result in here, so I don't know.
For that simple deform. And this is how it
Oh, he went. He has some out. It looks different for us.
looks. So if you press play, you can see this jumping around. And let me switch to material preview so you better see it in real time. Of course, this is too hectic, so let's increase the scale to something like 20. And you can have something like this. Of course, you need to line up the beginning and end. And now let's expand this part here, and I will switch this to the graph editor. So if you press N for a side panel, you can add some modifier here, and let's add some noise modifier for that simple deform. And this is how it looks. So if you press play, you can see this jumping around. And let me switch to material preview so you better see it in real time. Of course, this is too hectic, so let's increase the scale to something like 20. And you can have something like this. Of course, you need to line up the beginning and end. That's easy to do if you restrict the frame range from 1 to 120 and blend in and blend out. And then you can, of course, you need to line up the beginning and end. That's easy to do. And you can have something like this. Of course, you need to line up the beginning and end. That's easy to do if you restrict the frame range from 1 to 120 and blend in and blend out. And
Okay. We have 250.
then you can, move the offset so you find the curve that best fits something you want to achieve here. And of course, you can reduce the strength so it's a little bit more subtle.
But what will be the offset? What's the value? What does it do? It looks cool, but if you can afford the time, you can go with random movements. But I don't know if the wind goes randomly, you know. Or probably the wind is blowing, and then the resistance of the palm is going back. You can imagine that. Yeah, windy.
And additionally, you can select this leaf that basically controls all of these. Let me switch this to the median point. And this, let me switch this to the median point. And additionally, you can select this leaf that basically controls all of these. Let me switch this to the median point and press I and insert. Go to the frame 1, press I and insert the rotation keyframe. And we can do the same here. For example, on the x-axis, if you don't need the other axis, you can just delete them with X. And now select the X channel, and we can add the noise modifier here as well. And of course, this is too much again. So increase the scale, decrease the strength, so it's more subtle. And again, we can enable that frame range. On the x-axis, if you don't need, press I and insert. Go to the frame 1, press I and insert the rotation keyframe.
We um, we didn't select rotation. We didn't get to select rotation. But let's see. Let's delete. No, okay, at least we animated rotation.
Frame. And we can do the same here. For example, on the x-axis, if you don't need the other axis, you can just delete them with
How did he do that? X.
X. And now select the X channel, and we can add the noise modifier. here as well. And of course, this is too much again. So increase the scale, decrease the strength so it's more subtle. And again, we can enable that frame range. And maybe reduce the strength even more. So it's really subtle secondary movement for the tree. And of course, it's easy to transfer this more. So it's really subtle secondary movement for the tree. And of course, it's easy to transfer this. So if you select the tree and hold shift, you can press Ctrl L and link and transfer this. So if you select the tree and hold shift, you can press Ctrl L and link animation data. So the other tree will move as well. And at that point, it's really easy to do same for the
I don't know which one is there. I'm not sure if we here we will. All of these are separated.
Leaves. So I'll press Ctrl L and link animation data so they are moving in a similar way. And there you have it. This way, with a simple modifier setup and some animation keyframes, you can have this really stylized summer theme with some subtle animations for your design or for your website or whatever you're creating. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, please leave that like. It will really help me. And again, if you're new and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.
Leave the banner render.
Like, it will really help me. And again, if you're new and you want to see more, please hit that subscribe. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, the leaf. Okay, let's. We we didn't take care of the lightning because we are relying on the world. Beautiful, if you ask me. We have the image rendered, and the only missing part is the water, which we are going to take care of tomorrow. Looking at another tutorial, how to model water in Eve. But we will using the technique of the empty object to move the water. Two hours in a house. Hmm. So thank you very much. We managed to get our thing. And let's put the guy. Okay. Look, there's a little fellow. He's going to sit over here. He just wait. Uh, yeah, he just wake wake up. There you go. We will see this guy here probably. You see? Let's end with this render. Oh my God! Look at this. We don't. Let's go back to E. Let's go back to E. Um, oh my God! Let's promote with cycles. I think we can finish the stream because why are we? I'm not telling you any relevant. Uh, I'm just wasting your time. And, we can wait 2 hours and a half, 3 minutes, 3 more minutes. We will upload this image to YouTube as a post, also to LinkedIn, which might looks like an overpromise because we are way beyond the final product, the final video. Probably the chair will, the chair will change. Probably. What I can tell you right now is I'm going to design some, decompose some, a couple of riffs that I am practicing in the guitar to be more like easy for the brain to digest. I'm not sure because mm, I suppose that's the only way I'm going to play those riffs in the tempo in which they were written. Okay, 2 hours and a half. Can you believe it? And we are 20 frames. No, frame one, 20 samples.